I can't wait to play with my priest's new balls today. What do you mean I can't say that? How's it inappropriate? I was just talking about how Shadow Priests in MoP Classic get an amazing new change to how their Shadow Orbs work, and it's not as clunky as it was in Kata. So this is just gonna be like a really quick and dirty guide to Shadow Priests, like not gonna take too much of your time, just gonna get straight into it. So basically to start off with, we'll look at talents, you know. First row of talents, level 15, it's all like utility, like crowd control type stuff. I just opt for void tendrils. It's just what I use. You can use siphon if you want, but I find I get more use out of tendrils. Second row is like a movement type thing. To my opinion, Feather is just the best of all of these. I pretty much only just macro Feather to my ad player and just use it on myself all the time because I'm greedy and no one else deserves my move speed. Just for me. 45 DPS talent. Best one here is Solace Insanity. You're gonna get the most damage from this, and it changes your rotation a little bit, which I'll touch on in a minute. But it's kind of like a fun playstyle, to be honest. You just weave in your Mind Flays after your Devouring Plague windows, which I'll talk about because that's the Shadow Orb change that we get in MoP, which is so much better than Kata in my opinion. Kata was so clunky with the whole like random waiting for procs from Mind Flayer, Shadow Orb Pain. I just didn't like it. It was really clunky in my opinion. I'm not going to talk about a bunch of these other talents. If you want to know like a real in-depth guide to every single, or not guide, but like just what each talent does, I'll put a video in the description which of someone else's who goes over all that. Next one is like a defensive. Desperate Player is use 1, 2-minute cooldown. You can use this. Spectre guys, I've never used that. I usually just opt for Angelic Bulwark because it's passive, don't have to think about it. You know, only a 90-second cooldown, 20% of your health and shield when you actually need it. So this can save you quite a lot. Next one is another DPS talent. Pretty much always take Twist of Fate. It's the best one. 15% damage at execute, 35% health. You can kind of cheese this if there's any ads in the fight. You know, hit those ads, get the buff, then go back in the boss, you know, repeat. Power Infusion is changed in MoP. You can only use it on yourself, you can't use it on teammates. And it's kind of meh, lackluster. It's not going to give you as much as Twisted Fate will. Last one is kind of like situational based on the fight. You know, if you can, you would obviously always want to take Halo, but maybe sometimes you can't. If you can't be at the 25-yard range and they're all stacked, you go to Divine Star, or if they're all spread out, you go Cascade, but really most of the time you're going to be running Halo. I was running Cascade because I was healing earlier. But yeah, Halo is the biggest damage upgrade for Shadow Priest. It's what you want to be running pretty much like 90% of the time. Glyphs, there's literally no glyphs in MoP that provide a damage increase. There's like just a bunch of utility ones, which no one cares about utility, you know, you just want to do big dick dam. So yeah, that's for glyphs and talents. For your rotation, you don't have like a buff spell anymore, like Archangel, as you did in Kata. So it's literally just the same throughout the whole fight. You know, just start off, you know, pre-pot at 3, whatever, pre-cast your Mind Blast, get your dots up right away. Then you can start Mind Flying, fishing for trinket procs. Then just send everything like Shadow Fiend, Halo. You just use them on cooldown really, you don't think about them too much. Use them on cooldown, Mind Blast on cooldown, keep your dots up, that's pretty much it. Then with Solace and Insanity, what you want to do is at 3 Shadow Orbs, you're going to Devouring Plague and Mind Flay, flip it, and just before it drops, try and get another one in, because even though it's dropped, and as long as I cast it before it dropped, you can continue getting an extra damage out of the Insanity. And then once you get to your 20% threshold for Shadow Word Death is, you know, you start using that on cooldown as well. But something I do differently is because Mind Blast and Shadow Word Death are the same cooldown, and you're going to be using them on cooldown at the same time, you're going to be getting 2 Shadow Orbs. So if you were to wait, if you were to get 2 and then wait to get a 3rd, you would overcap, or you'd have to wait and not use a cooldown. So what I do instead is I would use both of these, get the 2, and then just send Devour Plague and do your Mind Flay. And just repeat that over and over again at 2. So you're not like waiting and wasting casts of like Shadow Word Death, for example, or overcapping on Shadow Orbs. Then also you get like a couple of new abilities. You get Vamp Embrace, it's not a passive anymore. Pretty much just use this whenever you're like your healers are struggling or you want to help out a bit. And then you also have Void Shift, which is 10-minute cooldown, but this is one of my favorite abilities in the game. I just love trolling people with this. You can use it helpfully, like if someone's about to die and you're safe, then you can just swap your health bar. But I like to just troll people with it. Like if I need health, I'm just gonna be like yoink, and if they die, that's a skill issue on their part. But yeah, that's pretty much it for your rotation. And that was it. So like, really like the purpose of these videos, I'm gonna do every single spec in the game, but the purpose of these isn't to be like super in depth. It's just to be a nice, quick, easy video, just a real bare bones how to play this class and spec, just so that you can, you know, spend a few minutes, watch the video, and just go straight into playing, rather than sitting through like a 30-40 minute long boring video that goes over every single gem and enchant and fucking I don't know, just the most random stuff that you just don't need to really care about, that you can just read it, whatever. You can just read that online whenever you want. But yeah, so I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. And thanks for watching. Peace.